Is it true that y'all got in an argument and it got real heated and Tupac came to your house and picked her up?
Yeah. But I assume that was already planned. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, I just looked outside. There was a limo outside, and she was getting in the limo, and the door cracked. When the door cracked, it was obvious. A couple people, other people outside too. So everybody seen everything. But it was all to the good. Like I said, I was already disengaging. You know.
The day they left I burned down your house, you was telling me that it was more to the story, right? Because I always believe, right, that, she came home, she seen that you bought a whole lot of shoes and you didn't buy her none, so she ended up burning down the house. But you was telling me that it's more to the story. You said that she called you earlier that day with a female, right, at the house before she burned it down?
Yeah, she came in the house. She came in the house, but it was a whole bunch of women in the house. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of women in the house. That's another thing. Like I said, they get that pen, they get the narrating. But nobody told you this either, too. Um, that was the same night that black limo pulled up.
Mm.
That's the same night as the black limousine, right?
So the same day that she burned down your house was the same day that Tupac came to your house and picked her up.
Yes, you said that. You said that. That's that same night. So I don't know what happened, but something happened right on that end, and all of a sudden they doubled back, and she was coming through the door. We was on some. We had company already, right? We had fellas had company already. Me and my boys had company already. My boys had company already, right? I didn't have no company. My boys had company, right? I'm going to the studio. Okay. Wow. My boys out, a couple more other boys outside. They looking through the front of the limousine. I just caught a little glimpse. The door, like they looking through the front though. And they like, so when I came around, we ain't sweat it, man. We don't sweat stuff where we're from. We didn't sweat it. We just turned up. It's like, oh. And my boys was already validating that this was going on. That's why I told you. Remember, I told you I was already alerted. So my boys was like, let's turn up then. So we turned up.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So your homies, they gave you a heads up that she was talking to Tupac on the low.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. But it's all good though. We wasn't sweating. We just turned up. We just turned up. We just we just turned up, you know. That's all. That's all. Hey, and took the brunt and took the brunt of the blame and everything. That's all good though. It's all good. Cause that was then and this is now.
Did that make you look at Tupac different after he came to your house and picked up Left Eye?
Yeah, at that time. I drew the line. Yeah, I drew the line. I drew the line. Because I had partners like that before, you know. But this was a unique situation, but I had partners like that before. You know, coming up and you the guy, you know, it's hard to cheat. It's hard to, be in the public's eye and have a different chick on your hip every week. You know, it's hard, so a lot of guys don't. So a lot of guys go the mistress route. A lot of guys go to whatever route it may be. But the tables is turned just as much with women and men and women. It's the same. It's the same thing. Um, what you do to a woman can do to you just as fast, or even quicker. But at that time, wasn't nobody, wasn't nobody and had nobody, stepped out the situation. So when it happened, I was already alerted about it. And so when it happened, I was like, that just solidified. That just put the thumb on it. That just tagged it. Oh, okay, it is true. But I ain't got time for that, man. I'm in the National Football League, making tons of money, young, about it. I'm a win in that lane anyway. You see what I'm saying? Look, I won in that lane. I ended up marrying who I wanted to marry and should have married and live a great life with right now in the present time. So it's just hell of a hell of a story. It's a hell of a story because of the people that were in it. Where do you find that stuff at? Where you find people of the stature, of the three, and they be connected, or the four, and they be connected, I was reading where Salt and Pepper came out and said, they told the truth. Like that night, like Dre, they're my sisters. And I would never, ever dare attempt to try to talk to one of them or talk to who they said I was trying to talk, or thought I might, because that was Tretch's girl. And me and Tretch was tight. So I would never, I got all kind of fan mail. I'm getting millions of fan mail, and I guarantee you 650,000 of them were women. So I never really looked at it like that. Me and Lisa became friends and cool and tight. And then we knew, hey, both of us could help each other. So bam. And that's what we did. And then it grew to a point where, all right, well, this ain't what really the National Football League want. It might not be what my mom want, my family want, because it's a lot of turmoil, it's a lot of stuff going on. I ain't had that in my life. I went to college. I played sports. I got drafted. I went to the pros. I played pro football. I didn't have that drama in my life. And all of a sudden, it was this new drama. Rather I was causing the drama once it started, or she was causing the drama, or they was causing the drama. Either way it go, it was drama there that wasn't never there. And so immediately it was a process. And the process to eliminate the drama could take one day, nephew, or it could take 10 years. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to relationships, a lot of people stay in relationships that they shouldn't for various reasons.